So last night we got a full demo during the finals of the Xbox Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege. We got a full demo of Skull Rain, so we got to see a full game played on the new map, played with the new operators, and it looked pretty interesting. And I wanted to make a little bit of a video, just a shorter video really, giving my quick opinions sort of before the DLC does drop on Tuesday, and then later on in the week I can make some actual in-depth videos talking about the operators and also the map. Before I actually give my opinions on what I've seen so far, I wanted to quickly say what it actually is. So if you did miss the gameplay, I'll leave a link in the description. You can watch the full game at the link, and I would suggest checking that out, maybe even just watching it whilst I'm playing. They were using a few like well-known players. McKay was there, which is awesome. He's one of my favourite Siege players, so pretty awesome to see McKay there. Serenity was there as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so the DLC as usual is one map which will be available for everyone to play for free straight away, and then also the two operators which will be available to the season pass owners straight away, and then obviously they'll be available to everyone else a week later, either for Renown or R6 credits. And the map is actually, it's a favela map. It looks pretty cool. You can see it from the gameplay. It's pretty much as you'd expect it, honestly. It's a favela. A lot more destructibility they seem to be focusing on this time, in that a lot of the walls of the building are destructible, and they were saying in the game that the idea is you can reinforce the walls, but you don't have enough reinforcements to reinforce every wall. So for the most part, there's this one main building in the center of the map, which is like, it's sort of like two buildings linked together, and it's going to be in that building, and then it's surrounded by a bunch of smaller buildings. So the idea is that you can only like reinforce a certain amount of walls, and you've got to make the decision of what you want to do, just because the enemies could come from every angle, they could blow up every wall, and it's a really hectic map. And the operators are Capiteo and Convela. So Capiteo is the attacker. He has like an SMG assault rifle type looking thing. He also has a LMG available to him, one pistol available, he has frag grenades, and he has stun grenades. And the ability that makes him interesting is this crossbow type thing, and what he can do with this is he has two types of ammo and two bullets in each. Has the asphyxiating bolts and the micro smoke grenades, and basically what these do is they set off choke points to try and stop people from coming into a room, so you can, you know, shoot a corridor down, they won't be able to get into the room. The asphyxiating bolts can kill people, but they have a really small area of effect, so it is quite hard to hit, and since it's a crossbow it is quite precise. And the smoke grenades, they don't do damage, but they make this like blue smoke, so it is really hard to see through. Caviera also has an SMG looking thing, and she also has a semi-automatic shotgun. Her secondary again is just a one choice of pistol, but it's actually it's a silence pistol to suit with the theme of her character. So the silencer can't be taken off. It's part of the weapon. It's not like an optional thing because she is the silence character. For her equipment, she has barbed wire and a C4. And then her abilities are silent step and interrogation. So silent step is something which you basically move completely silently. You hold it down and you get like, I believe, 10 seconds of movement with it, and then it needs to like cool down and before you can use it again. But her main ability is actually interrogation, and what you can do with this, if you down an enemy, you can actually go over to them, and it's easy to do this with your pistol. The pistol is designed to down enemies and not like kill them straight away, unless obviously you get a headshot. But if you down them, you go up to them and you do this interrogation thing, and this is only really possible if the enemy's by themselves, because otherwise like it takes a second for you actually to do it, so otherwise you'll just get killed. But you do the interrogation, and it basically it kills the enemy, and then it reveals the location of all of that team to your team for about 10 seconds. So your entire team can see the locations of everyone on the enemy team for about 10 seconds. So that's what DLC actually is, in my opinions. Honestly, I'm a little bit uninterested so far. I do look forward to playing them. Honestly, Dustline was actually my... Like, I really liked that DLC. The map was really fun, and Blackbeard and Valkyrie are both sort of two of my favourite operators. They're both really up there. I also really liked Black Frost as well. I love Frost, and I quite like Buck. So far as DLC goes, I've been quite impressed. I've liked both maps we've had so far, and I've liked all four operators. So maybe I've just gone into this, like, my hopes quite high just because I've liked everything so far, so maybe it just seems worse than it is, but yeah, for the most part, they don't really seem like sort of operators I'd play. They just seem like a little bit, I guess, dull to me. But they do both seem like if someone uses them effectively and knows what they're doing, like they could be really good. Because, you know, if you're using Capiteo, it could be great to push enemies out of corners. There's a lot of times where an enemy could have like a shitty advantage if they're in a corner behind a shield, and then you've got to worry about Pika's advantage. So it could be great for that sort of situation to just peek around, throw the ball in, and that sort of stuff. I think Capiteo, even though granted he's not my sort of dude, I think used effectively can be great to push people out of corners, or if you've got a diffuser in a room, which is what they were doing in the actual demonstration, you could use it to lock off a corridor just to slow them down from coming in that room. I think if he's used effectively, he can be really quite useful, even if he's not my sort of operator. I think it'll be a little bit harder to use on console, and this is one of my gripes that they did with the demonstration, in that there was some sort of like console Xbox partnership going on, because it was the Xbox finals, to be fair, but they kept dropping like skin codes, and the codes were only usable on console, which is a bit bullshit. And also they did play the demonstration on Xbox, which I feel a bit sketchy about, considering I didn't really know most of the players, I'll be honest, but McKay and Serenity both play on PC, and it sort of defeats the point if you get like someone like McKay in who's really good at the game, and then you put him on console with a controller. So, and he was playing Blitz, and Blitz with a controller and Blitz with a keyboard and mouse, very, very different. So, you know, I wasn't really a huge fan of that, but regardless. So yeah, the crossbow maybe would be a bit harder, considering you do have to be really precise with it. Maybe it'll be a bit harder on console, but we'll see. As far as Caviera goes, honestly, I don't think she's that OP, and the reason why I say this is because when I was watching it, as soon as she did the interrogation, the chat was just spamming OP for about 5 minutes straight, and that's a very chat thing to do, and honestly, I feel like a lot of people have just been doing it for the sake of spam, but honestly, I don't think she's OP. I mean, you've got to get someone on your own, you've got to get them on their own long enough, first of all, you've got to down them, and then you've got to have them be on their own long enough to do the interrogation, and even then, you get the knowledge of where the enemies are for about, like, 10 seconds, which you could easily get. If you have a good Valkyrie, then you're going to get good knowledge of that anyway, for much longer. So I honestly don't think it's OP. The pistol does look very good. There's a clip actually where he takes someone down at like medium range really quickly, so the pistol does look very good, but I mean, he did fire like a fuck ton of rounds into him as well. He fired like 8 rounds really quickly, so I don't know, but honestly, not my sort of character. For the most part, you can sneak around really well anyway, as long as you're slow and as long as you go on like the right surfaces and you're wary of where you're walking. Especially if you're Pulse, at this point, Pulse is like really easy to sneak around with, because you can just stop moving when you see an enemy or go a different way around. So I don't think the silent step's going to be all that useful, although I'm sure it will be useful. I'm sure it'll be great for sneaking up, and I definitely have no doubt that it'll make me it'll scare the shit out of me at least once in my life. But regardless, I don't know. I think the interrogation thing's cool. Again, honestly, not my sort of operator, but I think it could be really awesome. I also do like the contrast of having like the silenced pistol and then having like a really loud semi-automatic shotgun. I think that's pretty cool, especially on the Favela map. It suits well. We'll see how it works out. Honestly, I want to wait and see first of all, once I've played both these, but also how they work on other maps. I'd like to see how that pans out. As far as the map goes, so far I really like it. It's a very obvious and very definite change of pace. It's very much, you don't go outside, you've got to stay in the buildings for this one, and they could come from so many places. They could come from all around, from whatever layer. So much destruction, the walls could be fucking completely blown off the objective. So in the demonstration, they see they're not just like all sticking together. A lot of them are roaming, and it is very much a map built for roaming. Shotguns especially, considering there's so many tight angles, so many like close range areas, just because that's the style of the map. Yeah, it's all over the place. You've got to check so many places, both from an attacker and a defender point of view. You've just got to be so vigilant with what you're doing. Roaming characters like Pulse and I guess Valkyrie to an extent, and Caviera even, will be great on this map. Very dangerous for the attackers, but so will people like Ash. Will also be like really dangerous because there's so many walls to blow up. You could just be on a lower level and blow up a wall, and yeah, it just opens it up so much. So it's very close range. It's very tight. And I don't know, it's just really dangerous. There's going to be a lot to it. Although I will say, it's going to be a massive pain in the dick to learn, especially the camera spots. I feel like they'll just be really irritating to learn. Also, if Pulse wasn't dangerous enough, Pulse is going to be really fucking dangerous on this map. But anyway, I thought that I'd leave it off there. I just wanted to give my quick opinions, but I am 11 minutes into the recording, so it's probably going to be like an 8-minute video or so. But yeah, I wanted to give my opinions. I didn't want to go too in-depth into it, since the DLC will be out tomorrow. So yeah, the DLC, it's out like a day from now, so I didn't want to make this crazy in-depth video giving my opinions on it. I thought I'd just make a nice little video talking about it. So yeah, I won't be able to play the DLC immediately, unfortunately. I won't be able to play it until sort of Thursday, and I'll be making videos on it on Friday. So yeah, so that's going to do it though. I will be making a in-depth map breakdown of the map, and I'm going to try and make operator breakdowns, just talking about how to use them effectively, and giving tips and stuff and all that sort of stuff. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, a like would be greatly appreciated. It does really help the channel out, and if you haven't already done so and you want to see more, be sure to drop a sub. That would also be appreciated. Other than that, man's been Yeti. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys.
The niggas wanna think they can flow but try, but don't provide a quotient. It's so sublime to add up to an eighth when I go divide. Skill niggas don't set up to the one known as I. Go provide the dream, I'm the architect whose art connects the part that I start to get. Sharp respect for bars, I'm art and wreck. The hardest rapping stars with my marksmanship. I'm part of death, all rat the swift. Imagine this, I'm slapping the pacifist till he's mad and hits back. I slash him quick and then he goes down into the black abyss of my dream.